Hello everyone! I made this video today so that I could talk to you about two things. The first one being a course contract, and the second one to introduce this course a little bit. So first let's start with the course contract. To me that means a set of expectations, both for you and for me. So what can you expect from me? Well, you can expect that I will always answer your questions or your concerns in a timely manner. What that means for me is the best way to get a hold of me is through email. I check that quite frequently, and it's something that I can easily get back to you that way. I do promise to answer your questions by the next working day. So if for some reason you haven't heard back from me in that time period, please email me again, because things have been known to get lost in cyberspace. It also means that if you do want to talk to me face-to-face and have a chance to talk to me on the phone or perhaps Skype or something like that, I've set aside some office hours specifically for the people in this course. That means every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. I will be in my office and basically waiting to talk to you. If you want to get a hold of me during that time, the number in my office is area code 403-507-7968. So you can call me during that time, or you can set up an appointment, like I said, to Skype or FaceTime or something like that. Okay? So those are a few things you can expect from me. The other thing that it really helps to know up front about me is that I'm not a person that tends to give you answers. Instead of giving you an answer, I believe in helping you find an answer. So say if you come to me with a question, lots of times I almost answer it with another question saying, hey, where did you look so far? Where else do you think we can look? And then we can find the answer together. I think you learn more that way, and I think that's a way for you to carry those skills into the future, right? Always being able to answer your own questions. But I promise that we'll work through it together and we will answer your question. Okay, so that's what you can expect from me. What do I expect from you? First, I expect you to read everything in the top section of your Moodle homepage. So if you found this video, fantastic, you're off to a great start because it's there. But there's a lot of very useful information in there, and many times students come to me later with questions that they could have answered themselves looking in that top section. So again, really good stuff there. Have a look through it, okay? The other thing, which kind of goes back to what we've been talking about, is look before asking, right? Again, I love hearing your questions and your feedback. I want to be able to chat with you, but so many times I get asked questions that the answers are there. So have a peek first, and when you do come to me with your questions, say, hey, I've looked here and here, so that I know you've already tried and not to recommend you to look in the places you've already looked, okay? And the last thing is, we've talked about getting your questions answered and things like that. One great way, other than contacting me directly, emailing me and phoning me, which we discussed, is to use the forms I've set up on your Moodle homepage. And we'll talk about each one of those a little bit later on. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about how this course is set up. First of all, there's the top section of your Moodle homepage, right? If you found this video, again, great, you're off to a good start, because there's some things in here you will find helpful. So make sure you look through this video. Then you'll also see the course outline. When you look through there, it will tell you how you're going to be marked, how much your quizzes are worth, how much your assignments are worth. If you have any questions about that, again, feel free to ask, but it is outlined there for you. There's also a schedule there for you. The schedule gives you kind of two sets of dates. The first one is the mandatory due dates. So that's when things must be submitted by, okay? Under that, it gives you a recommended progression through the course. So that's where I would like to see you be at each point in the course, right? So that you can be set up for success and finishing the course in time. So have a look through that schedule. And the last thing I really want to bring your attention to at the top section of the Moodle homepage is the Tips for Success link. So you'll see that there. It is a fantastic way of knowing how I'll be marking some of your quizzes, what I look for in some of your math that you do, how to round your math properly so that we can all get to the correct answer. Okay, so again, look through those things, lots of information there. That's your top section. Then you'll find each individual module section. Within each module, the first thing that you will find is a set of instructions for that module. In there it goes through the readings, it goes through any other resources you have, and any key points I want you to look at for that module. Okay? There's links in there you can click on that will take you to other pages as well. Underneath that set of instructions, there's your resources section. So there you will find if there's PowerPoints, if there's a module for that section, anything, any physical documents will be linked in there. They're the exact same ones that are in the instructions section, just here you don't have to read through every page of the instructions in order to find a resource for that module. Okay? I'm going to back up for a second because I forgot something under the instructions section that I think can be helpful. Again, under that instructions section, those instructions are set up in a book format. So within the instructions, there's multiple pages. Flip through the multiple pages and then you can find your progression of your instructions. If you're having trouble using that book function, again, email me and I'll walk you through it, okay? All right. So now back to what's under each module, right? First there's in the instructions, then your resources, and then you'll find a Q&A form. That's the place where you can post questions to your classmates, post questions to me. For sure, I will definitely answer any email questions you have, but sometimes people ask the same ones, so why not post it there? Your class can learn from it. Maybe you'll get some better feedback from your class that, things that they've found has worked for them, okay? So use that as a way to discuss amongst yourselves problems you're having, and I'll always be typing my feedback in there to help you, okay? Under there, you'll find one more form, and this is kind of the instructor's communication form, I called it. Basically, it's a place where if I have something, oh, don't forget about this deadline for this module, I'll stick it in there. Oh, I want to bring your attention to this in that module, I'll stick it in there, okay? So that will be continually updated, and it will change from time to time. So just keep an eye on those and see if there's any new updates in that section. I'm going to use that form instead of emails to the class this year, so check that form often. And it isn't, that form is not for you guys to respond to, it's just meant for me to give you guys information. So if you have a question, post it in the Q&A form instead, okay? All right. You will find some cumulative reviews in each module. I will be honest, they're a great way to start the thinking process and see what you've reviewed so far. But the questions there are not the types of questions that you will be seeing on the midterm and final. They tend to be questions that are a little bit more strictly regurgitation knowledge questions, okay? The questions on the midterms and finals are much more thinking, applying type questions. So they're a great place to start, but then you got to take your knowledge a little bit further for what's expected on the midterm. And lastly, in each section, you'll see a materials for grading section. That's where the assignments will be and the quizzes will be and where you can access them, okay? Now, if you're looking through your Moodle homepage while you're viewing this, you'll know that only sections A and B are available at this moment. The others will be available soon. I'm sorry you have to have a little patience with me at this point because I'm not completely done the course yet. But if you are looking for your due dates so you can set up your studying and when to expect things, again, remember that's at the top of your Moodle homepage, and then you know when everything is due, okay? There's also, just to bring your attention quickly to the midterm and the final, for each the midterm and the final, it's on 2 parts on Moodle, right? So you have to click in once for the written midterm, once for the written midterm math section. Both of those grades will be combined into one grade for midterm, but you write them independently, so you can have a few minutes break in between each, and so I can mark them separately. So just kind of letting you know how that's set up. I think that's all I wanted to talk about as far as a course introduction goes. So I hope that helped. I hope that brought your attention to the important parts, and you know how the course is set up a little bit. Please, if you have any questions regarding this, again, you can email me, or even better yet, put it in the forums, because I'm sure someone else will have those questions too. So good luck this semester. Can't wait to hear from you all, and have a lot of fun with this course. It's challenging, but it's certainly highly applicable to what you're all going to do. Thank you.